issue.
One big story.
So many times.
You're curious about
Just didn't know how to reply, and was literally like, I don't. And the person was like, what? I don't know. Just literally
Shalom feel like it's around the time to get started. We're like at 6:50, we're feeling good. I mean, we're not on a huge time crunch here, but we do have poets who need to be out of the building sometime.
There is chairs, please.
Have a seat.
I can bring out more as well if we don't have enough.
I was supposed to go to IKEA and buy 20 of those $2 pillows and fill this room and make it cozy, but I forgot. So, if you don't mind sitting on the floor or finding a chair or chilling out, you can stand too, it's okay. Just getting our space ready. First, thank you all so much for being here. Really, this is an experiment. First and foremost, this is a venture forward. This is something we're trying. We want this to be a regular series going forward. We want this in the world continuously. Vancouver, the Lower-Mainland, the Tri-Cities, whatever you want to call it, in so-called Vancouver, we are losing space. We are losing space to speak, we are losing space to perform, we are losing space to be. So, as grandiose as that sounds, I want to make this a space that we can continue coming back to. So, thank you for being the first to be here, thank you for responding to the call, thank you for being here. I want to acknowledge first, as we get this going, that we are on the traditional territories of the Kakite and Kwantlen people, overlapping, interchanging. This space would not exist without them, and continues to exist with them going forward into perpetuity. Foreverness, perpetuity, contracts, it's foreverness. My name's Ben, I'll be your MC for the night. Hi. I'm one of the curators at the APT POP Gallery, alongside my co-curator Michelle, who, without which we would have no space, I would have no brain, I would barely have an outfit to wear. Thank you, Michelle, for being here. Thank you for this.
Thank you.
The kind of way that we are working tonight. Artists, you may introduce yourselves, you may do whatever you will, or you may give me something to speak on your behalf. But let me ease this in. I mean, I'm going to steal Dan Vera's words. With permission, I asked him, he gave me a big old thumbs up. I'm not sure if that's a true A-OK, but it is the A-OK I'll take today. So, in Dan's words, in his Norse saga, he speaks of the immigrant coming and praising the immigrant for coming. But this passage struck us right here, that has praised the immigrant who has never worn coats, who must bundle up against an unimaginable cold. That has praised the immigrant who fears the depths of the subway, the disappearance of landmarks, to guide them through the labyrinth. For they will write letters home that speak of it like Norse sagas, with claims that if a frigid hell exists, the entrance is hidden somewhere in this city. Well, if this is hell, we're in good company. Thank you for being in our help tonight. All right. A little bit of my own. Now, I wrote this in the throes of crying at Dear Fanny's work on Saturday, so it's a bit discombobulated and it needs a little work. Kind of like me. Oh, he's not here to help you, Cole. But I am. So as I was crying, I'm typing away, I'm snorting at Fanny's word. I'm gonna get a moment of calm, and I write floating. Because I grew up far away from the ocean. I was more familiar with the pen than the pull when it came to tide. And ride or die, I could fly when it came to spot removal. But I had a lake, and damn did I swim. I swam all the time. Here there be dragons, more like leeches. And when I say swam, I mean I float, I don't swim. I float. Hell do I float. Shit do I float. Ooh, I float. Like a log in a toilet, I gloat as I trail circles round that toilet bowl of the lake. The damned, floating is tiring. And man, all I gotta ask is, Rose, are you hiring? So, little thing I wrote for Fanny. I'm not gonna pass it to you just yet. Thank you. I'd like to ask a magnanimous poet, a voice that resounds with the thundering of 1,000 trumpets, a man truer to his soul that I have never known, and I'm going to keep on praising you until the day you die, Dee. Get on up here! Get on up here! Also, if you're interested, Dee has books. Dee has his book. It is worth every cent, every penny, every moment and iota of your time. I'll let him speak to it. He'll underplay it, but it is that good. Alright, Dee.
That is the funniest, kindest, sweetest intro I think I've ever gotten. Man, the best man at my wedding wasn't even my name is D. Freder. It's like DJ, but there's no J. I don't get why you laugh every time, bro. Like, you gotta be tired of it by now. These people ain't never seen me before. They don't get it. They'll be like, what does the D stand for? I'm like, nothing. You know? It's like, I use he, him pronouns, and I work and operate on semi-amu territory a little further south, by the ocean, not to flex or anything like that.
We can't all have it, D. We can't all have it.
But, yeah, the ocean inspires me a lot, because I'm always transforming. I'm constantly in motion. My identity fluctuates like waves on the ocean. But my purpose stays the same, from moment to moment. So as long as I show up with love, it don't matter where I'm going. Yo, I'm a pretty big deal, but I ain't no big deal. I'm a figment of God's imagination. I'm the realest of the real. My thoughts don't have a beginning, middle, or end. Like water in a stream, I'm as solid as a rock. I'm just vibrating energy. I'm a dream chasing dreams, an idea hatching schemes. I'm the trick up my own sleeve. I'm just fading memory. I'm the artist and the masterpiece. I'm the music, I'm the beat. I'm the ocean, I'm the breeze, I'm a beauty, I'm a beast. I take forever to say nothing. I'll say it all in an instant. I'm connected to everything and everyone, and it don't matter the distance. Because I have a way with the lowest form of communication. This language shit is just a mass agreed upon hallucination. The only time my words mean a damn is when I'm being honest. Like I said before, I'm the vibrating energy that I've been trying to harness. Like catching lightning in a bottle, and the lightning is a message, and I'm just the paper. I'm not the one who sent it. I'm just the one who said it. Fuck it. I had a dope line, but now I forget it. But that's all right, because I must not have meant it. Thank you. Fanny, what should I do next?
Yes!
You are a glutton for punishment.
But I love it.
Okay.
I'm sitting here.
So when I was a little kid, I wanted to be a teenage mutant ninja turtle. I know, right? Because I could rock any headband. Red, blue, orange, purple. And And then I'd never go to school, eat pizza all the time, roll around in that dope van, and April O'Neil was pretty fly. I'd be a hero in a half shell, saving the day and fighting crime. A teenage mutant ninja turtle, nigga, that would be the life.
Woo!
Now this might sound stupid, maybe even nonsensical, but I used to be jealous of the turtles because they all look identical. So I'm adopted, right? A black kid in a white family, in a white neighborhood, in this pretty white city. And when you're the only black person that you know, it gets lonely pretty quickly. Other kids treated me like a freak. And my family made jokes like, yo, you the literal black sheep. At least the turtles had each other. They were best friends, they were brothers. I'd watch them every Saturday morning and wonder if they could use another. Because I was longing for community. And that wound still runs deep. I wouldn't mind being a freak if I had someone who looked like me. Thank you. How many were we supposed to do? I don't remember.
I can give it one more. We pass it on fair.
Fantastic. So easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that. Don't worry. Doing it. Doing it.
Okay. Okay, good. Yeah.
Sacred soil, magic mud, ocean water, lifeblood. I believe that everything has got a bit of God's touch. Lately, my soul's been going through the process of terraforming. Like everything I write is by me and for me. Yo, like everything I write is just me trying to restore me. Now the devil wants to buy my soul, turns out he can't afford it. Because my inner glow's so fucking bright the stars can't ignore it. Yo, I heard somewhere in the universe there's a diamond the size of planet Earth, which puts into perspective what a diamond's really worth. There's diamonds and gold out over outer space. But apparently you won't find a blade of grass in any other place. And it's unsurprising we've been given such a great cosmic gift and we let it go to waste. Pretty soon the corporations are going to charge us for air to breathe. Even though the trees been giving their way for centuries, it's almost like we forgot that we came from the ground. And the soil is our hometown. And the answers to this existential threat come from within. Not out. They're not up. They're down. We're disconnected from ourselves, we're too connected to our screens, waste our lives chasing likes and money, sex, and greed. And now they got us programmed like we the machines. And we don't know the difference between a want or a need. I heard somewhere in the universe there's a diamond the size of planet Earth, which puts into perspective what a diamond's really worth. It's always profit people planet, we should put that in reverse because we ain't got another Earth laying around the universe. Bro, I think it's bizarre. You can imagine flying cars and colonizing Mars. But a more livable Earth is going too far. Like a world without racism and patriarchy is going too far. Now, we're constructed from a bunch of power structures and social constructs, like race, class, and gender, and all this other stuff. We're a product of our culture, but culture is a product of all of us. The rules to this game of life are all made up. Yo, that's fucked. But if it's all made up, I mean, we can make up something better. Like, yeah, why not? Yeah. Thank you so much. I just said my name, pronouns, where I was from, and I did my thing.
Underplayed.
I didn't underplay.
Thank you, D.
Thank you, D.
Thank you, D.
No worries, thank you.
All right. Fan.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
I'm
Thank you so much.
sitting really awkwardly. My feet are asleep.
Give you something.
Okay.
I recently met Fanny. I kind of met Fanny today,
Yes.
but I feel like I met Fanny on Saturday when you made me cry so much that my partner had to just kind of like brush her sleeve on my face because mine were too wet. So, thank you for your work. you also have a book out.
It's coming out, yeah,
Yeah.
on December 18th.
Keep an eye out.
Yeah.
It's so worth it. All right,
Oh,
fam.
thank you. Okay, while Dee was performing, also, I'm sorry, can everybody give Dee another round of applause? He is one of my poetry brothers, and while I'm deeply, deeply inspired by him, I'm also deeply, deeply intimidated by his talent. So it's a really beautiful relationship. While Dee was performing, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do these 3 poems. This tells this story, and then I don't know. I decided I'm not gonna do that. I don't know why, but I think, okay, actually I do know why. I'm sorry. This is a preamble, and I'll shut up and get to it. I think seeing you and hearing all of the amazing things that you said, Ben, and being here again tonight with my brother Dee after our show last week, it just kind of made me consider a little bit more where I started from, and I moved to Vancouver from Saskatchewan a little over 1.5 years ago. Yeah, and it's just been a really interesting adjustment. Up until I moved, I was a social worker in a school, and so I'm just really going after my dreams.
Woo!
And thank you. And I wrote this a few months after I first arrived here, when I was like, okay, is this what I'm at? I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I'm not gonna be a social worker. I'm gonna do this. And yeah, and so I think it's just really, it's nice to go back to this, and then I'm gonna just read you a few short little love poems that are from my book. Okay, so this poem is called Baby, and I just wanted to give a trigger and content warning. Take care of your gentle heart. There's a few mentions of emotional and physical abuse, so I just wanted to mention that before I get started. All right, Baby. We were so fucked up, weren't we, baby? I told you lies, and so it comes as no surprise to learn that you abused me, with your words and with your hands. So young and naive, we couldn't possibly conceive the way every fight, the way each blurry 5 a.m. night would linger, but also the way each finger of yours and of mine was made to explore each other's bodies, was made to open the door into deeper lust. And trust me, at 20 nothing, love tastes a whole lot like lust. In that afterglow, before any words were spoken, before any promises could be broken, I would wish to lay there for an eternity, because I thought with certainty, if we could just be still, I could kill the dysfunction that muddied our world. Then I'd be able to give us a fresh start to play the part of loving and happy boyfriend and girlfriend, because then surely the tornado of our vices would end. I wasn't sure that I'd ever be able to get here, but I've come to see that you became a mirror. I just wasn't able to digest my good and evil duality. What I was not ready to accept, you were able to intersect and then dangle and wrangle into the very handcuffs that kept me chained down. Did you want me to be more palatable, baby? You never could handle the heat, always preferred it mild. So young and hopeful, you tried to tame my wild, only to realize you can't. But you tried, I lied, we cried. We reconciled, conceived a child, nervously smiled, until we cried again. And that's the thing with this consuming, abusing type of love. It distorts reality and changes the way you think of everything. I knew through and through, just as real as the air I breathe, just as real as the life we conceived, that the only thing I could not do was be a mother to you. It was hard for my brain to grasp what my soul already knew. How could I not acknowledge you as you grew? Baby, you know I probably would have done it anyway. So why did you have to scream and yell and hit and drag me in on that day? I'm not sure if it's the drama you rolled into the trauma or the excitement and fear I felt that you would disappear from me, from we, forever. After all the other ways we'd found to damage each other, after all the other ways we had ravaged each other, you couldn't seem to manage to let me detach from being a mother on my own terms, in my own words. Time has allowed me to wonder, did part of your grief come from the belief and the knowledge that I was always more than capable? Are you still hurting, baby? Have you healed? We nearly broke me. But I've created a new battle shield, armed with the wisdoms of my ancestors and my weapons of truth. I've come to learn that I am my fiercest protector. Sometimes it feels it was not by my own choice, that I can now so clearly hear my own voice. But a human somewhere listening to this will understand when I explain that on the other side of your grief and shame is freedom. There is space to grow and to let it all go. Bring your baggage here, unpack it, unearth it, water it, rebirth it. We're tricked that darkness is a part of the human condition, but it's a barometer for life, and all can be forgiven. Just give yourself the permission, and then stop and listen to what the silence teaches. I want to compartmentalize us, rearrange what doesn't fit or sit so well, so that I can have the love without the lies and the love without the control. But that's just not how life works. In trying to separate the good from the abuse, I realize that it's all become part of my muse. To speak my highest truth, to inspire and champion the youth, to adorn myself with the ripest fruit of my labors. Yes. Would you recognize this woman, baby? New name, not ashamed, on my fucking game, to let you know that never again will I abandon myself. Yeah, it was important to me to read that one first, just as like a love note to everybody here for the safety I feel in the room, and a love letter just for you all to know that the darkness, it can pass, and there's these kinds of spaces is, I think, integral to that healing. So thank you again for doing this. Okay, these are more cheery. They're really and they're also like more, they're cheery query. So it's been an evolution. Okay. Okay, what's this one? Oh yeah, I like this one. The little guy. Okay. This is called Mirrors. I want to show you how I love, she said. It felt like I already knew. Words as foreplay, conversations to carry us to climax. Skin on skin, so sensual, so sacred, you surrender into a softness that exists in another realm beyond sexual intercourse. Love as a verb which you set in motion, inviting a new definition of what I thought I needed to receive. A new definition of what felt good. I want to show you how I love. It looks a lot like you. Thank you. Okay. Oh yeah, hold on. I have two more little guys I'll do. Okay. This one is called 1:17 a.m. because I couldn't think of a better title, to be honest. Okay. It's 1:17 a.m. 3 people just arrived at the flower shop across the street. As I watch them bustling about, I consider the work love requires. The grace, the humility, the tenderness, the vulnerability, the strength. A strength that is my birthright but feels like I forgot in a past life. Lifetimes and light years learning what love looks like, tastes like, sounds like, feels like. Like it's 1:17 a.m. and my heart is falling in love with the notion that I am sturdy enough to hold all which I have to give. Okay, and a last cute little love poem to leave you off on. This is called Harvest Moon. Tell me more about the type of love you crave, about how your tender heart has died a plethora of deaths yet continues to figure out ways to forgive. ways to trust. Serenade me with soft songs about how you planted heartbreak, tended it, watered it, and are now in bloom. Bring me to your harvest. I want to eat you under the moon. Thank you. Spicy. Yeah, we started depressing but ended spicy.
Yeah, a little spicy. I think it was just enough spice. I managed to only cry a little bit. Okay. Just a breath. Big breath, everyone. Now, I have the honor of presenting someone I have not heard their words yet. I am so excited. They have someone at home they must get to, so I'm excited to hear their words. Rose, can I get you up to the stage?
Thank you. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna FaceTime my spouse. So, okay.
I love long distance support.
Hi.
Hi!
Oh
my
Say hi to everyone. Hi. Okay. Sorry. Well, thank you, Ben.
No worries.
Thank you, Ben. Thanks for a wonderful introduction, and thank you for having me here. It's a real honor and a real pleasure to really be part of this space. And really, yeah, this space is quite important because I don't know where spaces like this has gone the past few years at least, so not a lot of this. So yes, my name is Rosie. I have a few pieces, but I'm going to start off with 3 sonnets. One of the things that I've been working on are reviving Petrarchan sonnet structure, but in our own vernacular, no boring Latin or anything like that. But just these 3 sonnets are for the 3 women in my life. And sonnets are poems, love stories. So let's start with sonnet number 1, Lover. Darkness shadowed, pretty blonde, curly rolls, hiding in pain, feeling her ends are frayed. She wore a glimmering black leather cape, covering her deep, mysterious soul. Cold, damp West Coast air won't break her spirits, neither will the stone-cold snow of the north. Summer rolling, a quiet, thunderous roar, in October, when golden earth falters. Strikingly brooding, blue-green, warm, bright eyes, I faltered on the flutter of her touch, her skin, the beginning of my demise. A soft whisper of feather peels as much, unveils hidden secrets under her cape of delirious desires between lovers. Sonnet 2, Mother. Spreadsheets and columns cover her table. Saturday mornings madly counting lines of numbers and numerals over time. Intense eyes, backbent, hunched over, in shambles. Machine-like in her determination. Her mind is strong, yet her hand is fragile. Trembling touch as tender and as agile. Triumphantly providing affection. Iterations of love is what she's worth. Wind-like constants blowing on summer plumes. As trees give birth to leaves that shelter earth, each line of her hand is marked by volumes of tremendous sacrificing self-worth. My life, a reflection of her dream. Sonnet 3 for my Lola, my grandmother. She never looked at me the way they did when I plunged into abyss and deceit. She polished my room every Sunday's eve,
my room in her home, my shelter and solace. She let me go wild on my bicycle, quietly worried, cautious and careful, giving me a sense of freedom as a child. She is the only grandmother I know. Learned the definition of matriarch, rooted in her veins, steel elbow abound. She was crushed by a vehicle when she was young. Decorum holds her head above the crowd. With inconceivable grace, she withstands a century of history of passing time. Her love, devotion, vast the sky above. Okay, so I guess the next piece is about home. I was born in the Philippines, half raised in Manila and half raised here in Vancouver. So home will take you in and out of different places, I hope. I settled from body to body, from sea to sea. I settled into a country. She's gone. Oh no. We'll try to get her back.
Wi-Fi hole.
Hi, are you back?
Welcome back.
Okay, home. I settled from body to body, from sea to sea. I settled into a country where all and sundry was in slumber. I never allude to home, for my birthplace is there, with sweeping eagles and silver coins, slumbering marbles and swaying bamboos. There I see people whose hearts are heavy, yet their eyes glimmer brightly, with arms like folded wings. There, light creeps through dust particles, shining with mist when the air blows soft and wood makes a whirl. In fair view, everything is cheerful over the expanse. Black nets cast in ocean mist where people sail across the sky. Farewell to the motherland, following the salmon run. Across the expanse, mountains inaugurated in white. The city begins to sing and the woods start to whirl. When night dawns, mountains glisten like quartz muted into darkness. No Mayas flying above. All is gray. All is incongruous. Yet the moon rises above and stars form the same constellation, and light refrains from shining in the chorus. September 28, 2004. They said we should arrive here before winter. It's the last of the months. It's the last of their summer months. That's still part of the warm weather. They wore shorts, 15 degrees Celsius. And I, sweatpants, hand-tucked, a thick windbreaker. The horizontal beaming beam is soft, waning westbound. It took my soul on the other side of the Pacific Ocean's deep blue madness. With globe-like fixture, lit False Creek, breaking waters of land and sea, abruptly punctuating, breaking body and dreams. A front feigning merriment, a smoky silkscreen engulfed the horizon. I inhaled a cigarette's gaiety and despair. And dusk smeared my deep melancholy dreams in the midnight sky, setting in my lungs. I blew smoke in the air, hoping it would turn into a galactic canvas. Yearning to sink my feet in this city as it restlessly danced, moved, and revolved, following the rhythmic pattern of lights. Eyes wide shut, I plummeted into the cold Lions Bay water. Submerged 5 seconds away from the surface, shoes sunk down like an anchor. Through the deep blue underwater canvas, I almost came home to the Pacific. That's a bit went up and then it came down. But that's okay. I guess here's one that I kind of wrote off the cuff, just titled Coffee with Mona Lisa or Leonardo. I'm not sure why I thought I would see the face of Jesus peering through triple arches before he passed. Iconography in Renaissance art is embedded in the face of Christ from infancy to death. But when you are a kid, you will look everywhere, like in letters written on markers on the table, wishing your mother never sees the secrets hidden behind spaces of each letter, or in the cracks of old buildings, or the shadows of afternoon silence, or through the meaningful glances of a stranger. Held in a Mona Lisa-like gaze, suspended, overly interpreted. Is she happy or is she sad? Does she see me when I move from left to right? Am I worth being followed in her eyes? Gazes in question for those who dare to look.
And thank you for being with us. One more time for Rosie. One more time. Alright, friends. 3 poets down. We got more to go. But first, we're going to take a break, a breather, let some people go. Take a breath. We got 10. We got coffee. We got tea.
We have cranberry juice.
And cranberry juice. Alright, we'll be back in 10. Thank you to our poets who performed in the early who have to go. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here.
I already said
Stop speaking into the microphone.
you know.
When you go like together too long. My mom always said that. Always
See my stand up there.
I would love to see you do a stand up there.
Would you be okay to go next if I put you on the line? Because I know you have some musical jazz to say. So. Yeah, that's a good jazz. So I think you can't be intimidated by him. Well, I mean, let's just use the good amp instead of the
Oh.
Yeah, this guy's a little nicer on the volume.
I'm too loud for that. For Rosie, you could hear it. Because her voice was quieter.
I'm tapping on. I also have a problem.
You popping that pussy everywhere?
Whatever is easiest for us.
You're done.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, we will feel that.
It was a series of 9 haikus.
Well, just sitting there, like, I don't know, it's such a relaxing ride, actually.
How's it been for
I bet. I'm sure there's no way that
bet it
would romantic chairs or anything. You would not be
My sister
This one is
like, stop it! And my sister was living here. Vibe just moved. Sorry, what's your name? It's okay. It looks like a spring.
Love it.
Back to you later.
Laura.
And that
Like the era. Very fun.
Are you performing?
I know. I asked.
Next time, for sure.
This place came to be from a lot of home.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
wherever I end up,
We started
So
up
you're
like
from like it's
years ago. We were running galleries over there, and the performance is amazing to dance. We finally branched out. The show is weird here. This is our studio.
that's like
Our gallery exists in the front, and I'm happy to be with her. We got
like
this
they could do that
Apple
now. Like so never do
exhibition just
like beyond gas.
Mommy gave us like such a hook up there. It was great. We paid $2,000 for a month. We're like, oh, this is
Sorry.
And then, yeah, that's where we've been. I have also been living. I was not like that. Okay. And then back to Hong Kong and COVID.
For how long are you here?
I don't know. But I do know it.
Like when she got here, she's basically like, I was a little COVID here. She comes here, she goes, Laura, we're going to a poetry. Laura, my friend's putting on the interactive art thing. Cool.
Dragging you around.
Yes.
I think it's true when you. No, I think it's true when you move somewhere. Like off the place you're from. I wouldn't. I'd be so much more in a routine. I'd go home and be with the dog. And then I need to leave the city. Oh, you haven't lived here. What are you talking about? Yeah, if you
Very happy.
I hear very nice things.
But no, like 25 years of my life. I haven't. And then almost the last two.
I'm just saying, you can give yourself a little
What? Yeah, I was just a suburban Bubba kid.
Your flip flop.
What's your for?
I open up for trade.
Are you taking off? Oh, right.
They're really neat.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Legit. Legit isn't enough.
And you said I heard actor. That was the beginning of the word. That's what it could have been like activist. Could have been hero. Action.
Yeah, she has some level up. Okay, world.
She's a science communicator.
I read papers, scientific papers, and I
She works in STEM.
It's not the right route. That's way more fancy than
You do something I couldn't do.
No, they're she's really good. Oh!
I'm really proud.
it's
first
nice.
from when I played.
Oh, yeah.
This is the character named
Okay.
Here's a better.
That's fine.
That's so funny. So I made every
Your style is incredible.
I was just having a little bit of
like art gallery.
I was like, this is some weird energy. Getting some gender in me right now. What can I say?
If you don't make art, you're not true to yourself.
It's almost like realizing.
I'm like, there's no way. Like, there's like.
Actually, no, sorry, what's good?
Honestly, I look at all the people in this room.
Not much right now.
Yeah, I know. Very artsy.
Are you reading?
I didn't know until then. I just was like, hey.
You never know.
My fire got us.
I was like, pretty wine.
That's why two people who couldn't make it because
It's exciting to see. All
Sure. Yeah, it's not that long.
no, it's
Are you part of this?
You're just like, I am practicing these message
So it's been interesting.
I'm here.
Get well, much better.
Get what?
Is that your mushroom box?
No, this belongs to the gallery.
Oh, I was just gonna be like, that's also a real vibe. I
I mean, if you did it, I'd be like, Jesus.
What's your name? Sorry.
Oh my god. I get like so long in a conversation.
You were there.
Laura. I just get into a conversation and assume someone introduced themselves and I forgot and then somehow.
I like you more. Look at that. It's mushroom.
Yeah, I was just following.
Say you got it.
Oh, mine's quite fun.
I told you to stop.
I mean, I'm done. I'm off the clock. I don't know. It's just yeah.
Me.
Oh my god. Hi.
When I said Fanny, what should I do? That was me.
Yes, Ben and I.
4 hours to finish writing.
We went to summer camp together.
Oh, are you going as well?
You're not
Word, cool. Man, what's
But it's King.
Well, it's
King.
because I think when
Word.
we saw each other back here.
Well, it's
Well, I hadn't been back
He
here.
is, but you have to
So
put
it's
it
been
in one syllable.
8 years. So.
King.
Got it. Okay, cool. I'm never gonna get it right.
Don't worry, no one's ever gotten it
you.
right.
Full space, it's great.
What was it?
King.
What?
King.
One more time.
King.
King. King.
Oh,
King.
bye.
I'll say it 3 times.
Oh, no, it's all good. I'm just trying to make
After the third time, I just like,
Oh, this is my Jen.
You did introduce me.
Oh yeah, well, I was a poet then.
She was like, oh yeah.
There's the program.
This is my partner.
That's so nice.
And I was like, who is this fashionable person? I said, oh,
This is my grandma's, and this is my grandma's, and this is my grandma's.
I love
Are you all
Fashionable person, this one, grandma.
Jen's gonna be performing tonight. This is my partner, Jen.
Jen's ground has fashion on the wall.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
But I fly home tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. Like tomorrow?
Tomorrow night at midnight. And when I come back,
You know,
I will bring
you
my
pay
clothes.
for it, but like there's a beauty to that kind of stuff. I can never tell. Nah, hey, that's like
a small travel
there's so much
suitcase.
Yeah, I'm on like I went on this trip. It turned into a 4-month trip. It was meant to be a summer trip. The wardrobe was not packed. And I had to find out why I didn't have one. Like none of them.
But
then so then Laura and I moved on these. Like it doesn't Yes. I get it. Oh, I get it. I get it. So then what do you do?
I too.
It's a cat. I'd like two.
So I'd be on too.
You guys can fly it. the same year. That's the only other person who knows.
Do you get headaches too with that?
I did. And then I made myself choose recovery.
I waited 2 or 3 and then I also had headaches. I got wake up so
Why are you like, what year did you run? I asked him trying to understand what year. Okay, no, that one.
Yes, I do. I do admin for them.
Okay.
I mean, I'm pretty indie writer, this Shakespeare guy.
Do you think he's gonna stick around?
It's funny because I'm not a big Shakespeare person, but like,
Not the city, but like, we've been to things, so we end up sitting at those.
and you're probably the only person in the world who's ever taken a job that's not truly passionate.
That's the perfect.
That's why I don't need that. She doesn't know anything.
No, but I'm trying to see that rings a bell, but I can't think why.
I'm going to scream more often as
Okay, sure. Very cool.
Teeth umbrella. That might be why I've heard about it. Clown umbrella? It's an internal lab program. I don't know where it is. I'm just trying to piece things together. It's all good. Yeah, I mean, so I trained class.
Yeah, I do know
There's a cigarette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I've actually been doing this here.
No, I'm gonna keep it. It's not gonna make it stop. And you know what?
Yeah, I mean,
Any clothes that are our poets.
oh, yeah.
Although not beat well, but we sell it.
I mean, I can understand my experience and it really great. I know there can be people who they did that. Also, I see it's a very flawed system. And really, there's a system where there's like a top 6 and a top 6 housing. And you find yourself in one of those. Who wants to go? And I found myself in one of those.
I'm
So I wasn't at one of those. I know a lot of it. From those select schools, you automatically graduate into the union and not into the acting.
She's never found what I do in
Kind of
right?
stupid. You guys have
So you're like, I'm this like rapper, poet guy that used to play in a band or whatever. She didn't graduate. She's like, yeah, you're listen to all this stuff.
Even you know, at age
This relationship you face,
I had a good time. But I mean, I was like, I decided I wanted to go. When I was 5, I thought I wanted to be an actor, and then when I was 13, I decided I wanted to be one and went there. So I was pretty obsessed with it. But I think it's different. Because Hong Kong was like excellent quality. Who's to say it's because we have a lot of British teachers, or maybe people on British comedy, like people who are going to the same drama program. And I just went, yeah, I like this. I didn't really try anything else. I just went, okay, this is me, I'll do this, thank you. For no reason. But, for some reason, it all, that's what I did, that's why I pursued it. But, I mean, we love the UK. Laura wouldn't spend time. Laura did her but Laura's the sciences. It's a different thing. Laura went to Cardiff, that had you and George your time.
I really like great.
Cardiff was funky, like filming every day, all over. You always said it every day.
I thought you were suggesting that I was filming everything. I was like, what are you doing? What's happening around? Yeah, like down the street, I was like, oh, it's the Doctor Who set. There's all the Doctor Who trailers.
I think it is the time. I did not read the post. Wait, why am I?
What is going on? I want to migrate to college, but I don't want to take lessons.
Maybe you saw that.
Wow, the numbers got thinned out. I'm gonna take them.
Should I like go away?
No, it's okay if you're alright.
There's no voice. We say last line.
Now you can stare them dead in the eye.
I am far too 30 years old for
They were there?
no, it's like that for my niece.
Here we go, humans! Alright, welcome back. Give us a second to like resettle, get into space, re-jazz out. So welcome back to this thing that we're doing. I love it so much. We have this thing that we're doing? So this thing that we're doing, we are presenting Junie and the Demons here today. I know Janita from, my gosh, performance and acting, but she is so much more than that. She's a poet, musician, actress. Oh my gosh.
I'm really broke.
Yeah. So you have some songs for us?
I do have some songs.
What?
It's like poetry, but with music.
Absolutely. So we got some songs, and then we got some rest performance for the rest of the night. Thank you again for your patience, your time, and your presence. Here we go. Take it away, Jean. Woo!
Hi everyone, thanks for having me. It's nice to meet everyone. My name is Junie, and these are my demons. This first song is called Junie Call Home. Any E.T. fans out there? It's not about E.T. If you're out there, I'm proud of you. Applying lipstick, sitting in a car all night. I'd like to give a little bit of a trigger warning as well. It does talk about, where's the paper at? It does talk about sexual assault in a artsy way. But nothing explicit, but please, if you want to leave the room, I invite you to. This is, what can you do? That's my vibe a lot. Laughing at myself crying. This next song is Between the Lines, Enter, Demon Boy. I'm really on my Panic at the Disco. You know? But this one and then one more after this. So I kind of wrote this song, well, all my songs are basically me not wanting to do my journal entries that my psychiatrist told me I need to do, and finding like a loophole and how to do it. So I wrote this while I was first learning how to play guitar, and going through acting university, which was a very mentally healthy time for me. Between the Lines. let's enter center stage. Demon boy. Demon boy next door, taking center stage. I am Eve, the snakes to blame. Slither away, slither away. I know the lies, I know the lies. We both read between the lines. Read between the lines. I rehearsed this part so many times. I could play it in my sleep. The same scene on repeat, on repeat. The same scene on repeat. I could play it in my eye. Know the lies, I know the lies. We both read the lies. Read between the lines. Rehearsed this part so many times. I could play it in my sleep. The same scene on repeat. We both write the line. That's called subtext. $30,000 worth of theater school. I know what subtext means now. This is my. I know, I'm sorry to remind you of it, but you know, the government won't stop reminding me, so I feel like. This is my last piece, folks. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you enjoyed. You can follow me on Instagram if you like, at Janina Thiessen. Look up Ginny and the Demons. I don't know if anything will pop up, but.
Janita, you also have a tip sign there. Give it
Oh
give it a
yeah!
tip.
Wow. I don't know, if you want to like buy me a coffee or something, you can.
You got the means. Buy a copy.
Awesome. This is a New York song. My name is Junie. I'm 25 years old. These are my demons. There is an idea of Janita Thiessen, some kind of abstraction, but there is no real me, only an entity, something illusory. I know I can hide my cold gaze, and you can shake my hand and feel flesh gripping yours. Maybe you can even sense that our lifestyles are probably comfortable. I simply am not there. You should've went for something more difficult. myself staring, looking in the mirror. Who is that creature? Sometimes I feel like an American psycho. This is the veneer you love, who you think I am. Plastic on the furniture, clash against your hands. I am simply not there. I am simply not there. Can't comprehend human emotions. I'm not the one feeling them. And I smile, you feel my warm embrace. Fuck it all up when you see my gaze. But that's just the veneer you love, who you think I am. Plastic on the furniture, flesh against your hand. I am simply not there. I am simply not there. I warned you once, I fooled you twice. I can be so nice sometimes. And I scare myself that love is blind. Can't see the signs, couldn't see the signs of an American psycho.
It's all good, it's all good.
You look like I
I love that. I love that pink,
that.
beautiful music stand. I crave it, I need it.
Like guacamole.
Extra.
It's a bisexual music stand.
Don't out me. Everyone's gonna know. Nobody knew. They couldn't tell.
He's down. Oh my gosh, thank you, Jeannie. Again, Jeannie's little QR code is there. Please donate to the coffee. Please, please, please. We need it. We have no money.
I only have this one. Thank you.
So we got a bit of a change in the lineup. We're bringing up Winston. Give Winston. Now, we got some knowledge on this one. We have some accompanying images for Winston's work. We're going to be closing off this door for a little bit, so no toilet. So, surprise, you got it.
Is he actually going to switch to the...
I will switch to the other image.
Yeah.
Pop on it.
Yep. Yeah,
Absolutely. This is Judy's stand. Judy, do you mind if we use your stand? Thank you. Because it is better than our wee microphone stand that we've attached to a canvas precariously by my will alone.
Oh, good God, when your microphone stand.
Will alone.
Yeah, it's just Will I Am when he gets sad. His breakup album. Yeah. He's Snoop Lion.
Yeah, it's a Snoop Lion.
Will alone, Snoop Lion. Yeah. James Undone.
I was like, okay.
I can't you all guys hear me?
Yeah!
Thanks for inviting me to this awesome meeting.
Of course.
So I'm going to read my ongoing series in collaboration with botanical artist Katrina Beerwald. She creates these imagined hybrid flowers from air-dried and pressed desiccated floral material called Frankenflora.
Cool.
Thank you all. You guessed the reference. So this project is entitled Frankenflora Monologues, where I write poems based on Katrina's existing flora, and the poems explore experimental eco-poetics, subversive science fiction tropes, and expresses art. The tagline for the Frankenflora Monologues is Katrina and I are invoking a surreal curiosity greenhouse to create our multidisciplinary approaches to hybridity. So each Frankenflora has a binomial name identified by its genus, F for Frankenflora, then followed by its specific Latin epitaph to distinguish each species. So each poem inhabits the voice of its respective flora. So this one that we have pictured here is named F. progenius. It's actually a quite personal flower. I had designed it to base my existence as a hybrid because I'm of Vietnamese and Chinese heritage. So I'm going to before I read the poem, I'm going to break down its composition for you. So the materials that resemble its Vietnamese heritage are mokra, a popular tri-breed orchid that grows in Saigon. The flower's form itself is inspired by Vietnam's rare Tinde lotus, which has two flower heads blooming from the same stem. This shape thus instructs F. progenius's helix morphology. And finally, the Chinese heritage are the materials for Chinese heritage are Chinese lantern, plum blossoms, and peony. Those two, plum blossoms and peonies, are recognized as the national flowers of China. Okay, so I'll head into the poem now. This is called Gene Mapping of a Bifurcated Debenum. F. progenius. Second generation species resequence. Stitch genome. Awakens new transgenic code. Mining for lineages. Catacombed entangled mainland roots. 4 malleable petals spiral bicultural helix. 2 bashful moons. Prosperous rosé peonies intersect. Tinde lotuses nucleotide embrace. DNA activates. On Lunar New Year's incense night, celestial base pairs bloom. Prodigy filaments emerge, each anointed with a golden anther. Pollinate living dispersion, germinate future scatterborns, speciate coming of the hybrid. The moons pay homage, trace these genetic markers, melange amongst ethnoflora inside mortar bowl language. Wah, wah. So this next Frankenflora is named F. arena. Arena is Latin for sand, and this particular flora is an invasive species that Katrina designed that will thrive in the not so distant future, where climate change degenerates into a massive calamity. This future posits vast desertification and drought, F. arena is an invasive species whose adaptations allow it to endure the harsh acidification and allows it to repopulate in this desolate eco. I was inspired by its self-repeating fractal patterns and morphology, as well as its poisonous adaptations, to explore this frankenfloras as a host for chaos theory, where underlying patterns will exist within states of disorder, playing with the desert environment as a post-apocalyptic setting. So before I get into the poem, I'm going to just read. I have a monograph that Katrina has written up, and I'm going to just read the brief paragraph that talks about its ecological adaptations that will segue into my poem. Flowers highly attracted to bees, rich in nature, strongly fragrant, sturdy petals for landing, rings of purple stamens surrounding nectar center, UV patterns on glossy petals, 4 toxic protruding sepals protect flower from larger wildlife. Modified bract forms ring of poison bombs, which are intermittently dropped in the sand during seeding. Upon rapid decay, they release toxins that make the area uninhabitable for other plant species. Lack of negative temperatures allow for longer flowering period and expansion of plant colony. Chaotic modifications of a Lovecraftian specimen. F. arena. Disintegrated earth accrues borrowed times detritus. Cataclysm flows down isothermal hourglass. Scarred seasons vertigo tilt. Ecology's balancing act. Stressed by hostile aridity, Neo-botanical's second coming invades. Protrude sepals, disrupt this degenerate present. Regime shift into alien future. Appendage darkness gyrates across noxious weeds' outermost edge. Petals chaos arrange corolla vortex. Peloria symmetry reoccurs. Irregularities inexorably spiral out at world's end. Clustered insurrection bract. Malice rosettes fall apart. Upsizes leaf by leaf. Disfigured butterfly effects let loose biohazard scarecrow across rippled sands. Helter skelters attrition rainfall acidifies ordinates of parabolic dunes. Corrosion of miasma bombs. Necessary evil is prerequisite. Inverted heart-shaped stamens receptors. Prepare propagation. Circuit organizes into Genesis clock. Countdown until resurgence. Replenish feedback symbiosis loop. Entices dance of the bees. Jubilance enriches inner sanctum. Come to adaptive terms amidst post-human epoch. Eldritch Gaia uprising. New invasive imperative. Tendrils and thrives across crucible desert. Self-seeds motherless erosions, scarce soils, a siege into coexistence, phytotoxins, paradigm alter, taint each infinitesimal grain, chemical agents bioengineer, shifting sandstorm, fluctuates like a pendulum swing. Thanks so much for listening, guys.
Scared and excited for the future. So I did Winston a bit of a disservice. I was excited to get you up, and I didn't read out.
Yeah. It's okay.
Nah, I gotta give it. So, retroactively, Winston Lee is a poet based in Metro Vancouver. He loves performing. He's attached. Oh, mother trucker, that's the wrong email.
Yeah.
Long and short of it, the Frankenflora series, please check it out. It is a immense work. Winston sent me many of the Frankenflora pieces, and where can we find them?
They're not published yet, but you can actually, if you go to Ekphrasis magazine, you can find the Heterogeneous one. It's an ongoing series with my partner, and we're hoping to watch it next year at the Chinese Gardens. So, yeah. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Frankenflora, easy to remember.
You
easy
can follow
to
me on
find.
Instagram. I usually post stuff. So
Yes. We will be posting everybody's Instagram links following the event. We'll be putting it on our Instagram page. So if you are at all confused by the many wonderful people who are here and the many wonderful voices you have heard tonight, please retrace your steps back to our post, find them, follow them, give them your attention, give them your mind. So, with that, I will not forget the vinyl this time. The next person I'm inviting to the stage is a dear friend of mine. I met slinging coffee in the Starbucks beside me. I tend to meet a lot of our artists and a lot of our poets slinging coffee. I hide amid the coffee shop like a rabbit in its burrow. I go around, I look at grains, and my gosh, do I eat. I'm not allowing myself to be up here and throw them to the wolves. I will be a part of this, so we might need just 5 to 30 seconds to coordinate. But Jem is a non-binary Korean artist, poet, and editor who specializes in leather painting and free-form narrative poetry. I want to mention that Jem then asked me, is that good enough? I'm going to expound a bit. Jem is a non-binary freeform poet, artist, maker, creator, and community builder. Jem makes a delicious dinner and is a warm, gracious host with enough warmth and exuberance to hold us all. So I'm not going to let Jem be up here alone. I will be helping out with Jem in one of their pieces. All right. Michelle, do you mind moving the image just for the first piece? Or Jen, do you mind pressing that space bar twice? Next one?
that's the
No, that's the first one? Okay. Press that key. Yeah, back. Hey, there we go. But I will abandon you to the wolves for one piece. 30 seconds we have. Here, no one's listening. You can't see or hear. Oh yes, now is a good time to run that washer. We only got one, and unfortunately the person just folded up. we get back?
That's the one.
Whoa.
There, we'll be nice. Okay, take it away.
Okay, I am not a public speaker, so please bear with me if I don't make eye contact a whole lot, because I'm trying not to throw up. Okay, so this first piece is called Yellow. This is my late friend and coworker who passed away 3 years ago in a horrible car crash. I guess trigger warning for car crashes. I don't get too in detail about it. It's called Yellow. There are not enough words in my vocabulary to tell you. Stay here. Here, your favorite color was yellow. Here, you had bounce in your step as though your body was remembering everything good, even though your mind could be so cruel to you sometimes. Here, your greatest fear was untapped potential. Here, your art is rescued from that fear. Here, your friends lived by the lines in your favorite book, highlighted fluorescent yellow. Remember this. Here, your mother starts her day with sunlight pouring through her window, and she sees your golden hair. She makes her coffee not the way she likes it, but the way you like it, by accident. She drives to work and remembers how excited you were to finally have your first car, your last car. Anything reminds her of everything, but especially when her hands shake at the steering wheel or when she looks in the mirror, remembering how much you resembled her. Whenever she misses you, she closes her eyes. You're her heartbeat. You look like an angel, still here in the color yellow.
Take your time.
Okay, some next photo, please. This one's called Undoing. She was the first person to ever love me, undo me. Her love is unknowable moments, unexplainable, unbreakable, unpredictable. The moment the river changes current, the exact moment that change is felt by the water. I identify the ripples on the surface like I identify the lines on her face.
How are you feeling today?
The sun can shroud everything, just like the pitch blackness, ceaseless just for a season, just for a lifetime or two. Her love was in the piano, the way she played as raindrops fell from her eyes, the way she would sit next to me as I practiced for hours, waiting for perfection to happen. The anger that would come when it didn't. I'm alright. It would be best to go back in time and unbirth you, she said one time, remember? She said it more than once, but I remember the first time. Their fight was really bad, and it was as though she didn't know how to unlatch the door from the inside anymore. Actually, I don't think she wanted to. The screams of a mind tearing apart are different from the screams of a mother giving birth. She wanted an angel to come break down the door and rescue her. I know.
How do you know?
I just know. She was already so tired back then. She only had me fumble with father's screwdriver to undo the bolts on the doorknob. She hated that I already knew how to reverse a screwdriver. She hated that only half of me belonged to her.
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase the question. What are you thinking about right now?
I'm trying to think about the good old times before she was sick, but I think she's always been sick. I travel back in time only to find a thick fog and a bottle of pills for headaches that are worse than headaches. Don't expect much, I think that's what she was trying to say. And I think I can try to understand. Some days hurt more than others. Forgetting is hard to maintain. Do you know what I'm trying to say? What I mean is, I saw her looking at an old photo album, a picture from before she got married, where she was young and pretty and happy, and it was like she was looking through the picture, through the carpet, down, 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 thinking about how many shapes that darkness can take. What I mean is, I don't remember what her laugh really sounds like. Thank you.
All right. going freeform. A little scary. They don't need you anymore, projector. Now, friends, you've sat with us a whole night long. We have one poet left. We have one poet left to get through, and we open our hearts to another coffee sling moment. Absolutely. Oh yeah, I'm gonna give you that. So yeah, let's get you up. With a body of work, a cosplay legend, a writer, actor, and we will have you up to give us your words.
Okay.
Thank you for being our last poet. Thank you for taking that bullet. Let's get you.
Okay. Act as if I did rehearsals in the shower for 3 weeks before telling you yes. I'll start off saying we all know about Chekhov's gun, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. So my name is Kim. I probably don't even need this. That's fine.
All right.
So my name's Kim. I need that book. I don't know why I put it over there. I just want to start off by saying thank you guys for having me. This has been really fun. I feel so nervous following jam. But I'd like to just start out and say that for my little set, I want to just let everyone know that the way I do things, I'm bringing in a different, some multimedia aspects of it all. So it's a 3-part journey, I guess, and things might happen, things might be said that might make some people uncomfortable. And my aspect with this was that I wanted to find a way to make my mind come through to people. But then I realized that I've spent my whole life realizing that nobody actually understands what I say a lot of times. So instead of trying to formulate my words in a way that it makes sense for everybody here to understand, I want to make you guys feel the way I do when I have to sit with my own words. So just listen to the pieces, I guess. Experience the little bit of emotional journey that we're all going to go through, I guess, or we already have, because let's be honest, some of that was kind of tear-jerking. I'm looking at you, girly. I was like,
Are you crying, what?
I didn't cry with my, it's just the weather, I promise. So, if any of you guys feel a little uncomfortable, you absolutely can head out, listen, whatever. I like to go a little bit of free form with my kind of stuff. I kind of like to have a little bit of fun with mine. I jokingly say that's my little comedy stand-up minute. Every time this one comes in, it's like, all right, we got 5 minutes. Let me tell you about my hyperfixation of the week. Spoiler alert, it is the same 3 things every single time. So, I want to start off by asking, does anybody here know what Percy Jackson is?
Yeah.
Good. That has nothing to do with my set. I just like to know that people like these special interests. All right, who here likes Conan Gray?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so also not a part of my set, but okay. So the thing I bring that up is that I actually, in my Spotify rap, my Spotify rap did be absolutely dirty. Okay, so like, obviously like Family Lines by Conan Gray, why was it number 2? Okay, so I've never listened to Phoebe Bridgers before. I've listened to 1 song with her, okay, and the other one was with Taylor Swift. Okay, so Taylor Swift was my top artist. I think that's a little mentally better than last year where I was 0.001% of My Chemical Romance listeners. That's my red flag. I'm living with that one, but I actually got to see them in October. Oh my god, so I saw My Chemical Romance in October 2nd in Tacoma. Wild ride. I need to tell you that I am a different person. If you met me anytime in September or like for the past 22, 23 years, I am a different person than when I was there. Okay, so here's the thing about the My Chemical Romance is that I actually bought my tickets like during COVID with my student loan money, which was not a good idea, but let's be honest, I also have an acting degree. So I am also $40,000 in debt to a fucking raccoon that is Justin Trudeau. Anyway, so as I'm sitting there trying to, so student loan people keep trying to call me. It is 10 o'clock. For me, that is like 6 a.m. and I think that's illegal. They want me to pay $4.98. You think I have $4.98 in this economy? No. We're in a recession. We're already going back to 9/11. Okay, so I'm Generation Z, which means that my generation is defined by the first people to not really remember 9/11. So I don't really understand a lot of like those references and stuff. So my first piece. It comes and goes. A voice that isn't mine, but echoes all the same. It speaks when I think, and it calms me when I wail. But like icy telephone wires, I wish for her to freeze as her twisted words try to cover my frostbit breath. A 4-car pileup in my mind that is inescapable. I try to hold my tongue, but she spills over like a 5th grade science project. But all I am left with is my own voice telling me to stop. To shut up. Stop talking. I need to stop talking. Why am I still talking? A graveyard I dug myself surrounds me as my jaw clenches. Why can't I stop? I need to stop. I can't stop. I see that you are all uncomfortable with the things that I say. I can't stop. I see you shifting, looking away. I can't stop. I also want to fucking stop, but I can't stop. I can't stop. I can't stop. I want to stop. You want me to stop. I want to stop. I can't stop. The next piece is echoes in my mind. And I was running far away, and I walked off the world someday. Nobody knows. The next one is called Turns
They don't understand. I say to a very niche online forum specifically full of people that would actually understand. They don't understand because they don't know what I know. They don't understand because they don't know what I know, but they think that they know. But how could they know if I don't know? I say they don't understand into a mirror to the only person who would actually know. But they don't understand. So I don't. So they'll never understand. They want me to tell the truth, but they don't want the truth. They want to be honest with them, but they do it in their eyes that melt together, that look at me like I'm not wanted, an outsider. They want me to tell them the truth. So instead, I lie. I tell them the monologue that they don't realize that they're on here because it's the same old thing. They just keep repeating the same thing. I want you to tell the truth, but that's not the truth because that's a lie. But how is that a lie? Because I told you the truth. But they don't call it a lie. Even when I'm not lying. But they don't call it a lie, even when I'm not lying. Why do they want the truth if that's not the truth that they want? And you can't tell them anything or everything because to them, that is not the truth. But I'm telling them the truth. I'm just not telling them everything. It's not the truth, and I didn't lie. But you want the truth, and you lied, but I didn't. But you said that I did, but I didn't. If I turn off the lights, and is it still a room? If the walls go cold, have I been displaced? I'm not lying. Even as I hold back, my breath has turned to stone in a room that is so empty, and I am so alone, and I haven't told a single lie, yet here you are. These are the rules that you set in place. I was forced to follow these rules and these regulations through trials and fire, scorched and buried, if I were to get them wrong. This is the monologue that I tell myself every day. Watching every twitch of your lip and glance of your eyes, I stand in front of a mirror telling myself, I understand, moving every muscle the exact way that you did, practicing the laugh so that I won't stand out too much or not enough. I don't know what's funny. I was too busy laughing. I don't know what's true because I was too busy nodding along. They don't understand, I say, to those who made the rules, because they're always too busy to follow them. Now, I was making a joke to myself a while ago when the list went out, and I was like, okay, so these are going to be the orders, and I saw that I was second last. I was like, well, cool, I can't do this main character bit, but now that I am last, if you would let me have a small little section just to carry us off.
Take it.
I'm going to just kind of freeform something that's, I've already talked to you about, it was the thing we were joking about, but I think it would be something that I kind of want to explore, because a lot of my work I do is kind of off the top of my head, and that's how I always write. I just speak and then I write. My polar bears are Jewish. I'm not Jewish. I'm also not Christian. I was in Catholic school, so that's a whole other form of trauma that we're not going to go to. But when I say my polar bears are Jewish, sometime in the 2010s, to support a local art fair, my mother bought wrapping paper full of Jewish polar bears. Again, I am not Jewish. But every year, my mom pulled out the Jewish polar bear wrapping present paper. And every year, until the roll ran dry, they got turned into swords that were busted within 24 hours. we wrapped our presents, my presents, the one my mom would write Santa on and I would roll my eyes, in Jewish bear wrapping paper. I don't like December, but it's my favorite month. December reminds me of the end, and nothing has ever really come well for me for the end. Between homelessness, really crappy friends, and birthdays that just never work out to the point it's almost embarrassing. I would think of the Jewish polar bears. For years, my mom searched, going from middle school to high school, for Jewish polar bear wrapping paper. Author's note, I think we can all assume why there's not a strong demand for Jewish polar bear Christmas wrapping paper. Back to story. So every year we would search. When times became hard and money became scarce to none, when my Christmas list would roll down to my top 10, my top 5, and all the way down to 3 items that equal $80 on a good year. I searched for the polar bears with the little Kianikas celebrating Hanukkah because they just had their bar mitzvah. In a time where I lost many friends, soon to be many family members, my mom sends me every photo now of those Jewish polar bear wrapping paper. So as I go home, as I wait for the months to come to an end, temperature to dip, even when everything feels awful and bad, I think of the Jewish polar bears. And even though I had barely nothing to begin with, those Jewish polar bears bring me one last smile before the year is over. Thank you.
The face.
So,
He's
it's
okay.
never good for the host to not be able to speak because he's crying. Except now. This is a
Yes, it's
great
fine.
You have a beautiful heart.
Oh, thank you.
That is true.
So, thank you to the poets who came out. Thank you to the audience who came out. Thank you to the people who wanted to be here but could not be. Thank you to the voices that are yet to come. This is a series after all. And a floodlight. Because I had to look this up after I decided the name. Because my dad's a sailor, right? And I should know nautical terminology. I don't. But I now know what a floodlight is. A floodlight is a light that is on top of a boat. A boat that typically goes along the ocean. Or, in some rare cases, like here in so-called Canada, on the Great Lakes, because they are mini oceans. What it does is it lights up a wide area. It spreads it out. It lets us know it's coming. It lets us know it's going. It lets us know it's been seen. Tonight, we've all been seen. I hope you feel seen, because you are seen, and you will be seen. This is not the end, this is not over, but for tonight, dear friends, to borrow the words of an old, old man who owns an old, old theater company, tonight, my friends, be merry. Tonight, my friends, be good. Tonight, my friends, go wild. There's shit to do in the hood. That has been our series for tonight. That has been our time. Thank you so much. Now get on out of here, get your things packed up, and have yourself a wonderful evening. Please support all the poets as best as you can with what you can. Buy them a copy. Dee's got a book. My gosh, Fanny's got a book. Everybody's got a book.
Hello Kitty. I heard the Hello Kitty ones.
See you next time.
Not just any shirt. I tried to install it at my work and they wouldn't take it, and I just feel like it would fit with your style. I found this, it's a great family top.
Thank you. I wrote it 6 hours ago.
My neck is just too broad for it. I can't buy it.
Which one did you write down? All of it.
Oh, it's like,
are you serious? Did you write a playlist? Hold on. I screen recorded about 20 minutes worth of me skipping through. And then I just edited it all together. And I'm the one that don't have like a split-second start.
It was
You did that 6 hours ago? Yeah, I woke up at 12 o'clock and I should probably do this. It was great. You are such a frustration. Thank you.
I know. I'm also a
Yeah, she wasn't there when I did it.
I stopped her today. Oh, what's it like?
Yes, because that was really dark.
It's so much.
Like, you know what I said? I was like, no, it's like, you know, it's gonna be like the boss of this, it could be, it's gonna be beautiful. I was right. I don't know you like that, but I'm proud of you.
Exactly. The craft carries on.
Between the two of you, it's so sweet, amazing, little things.
It's already
Copy. And it's all dated.
Hey, you're a genius.
Yeah, you are a genius.
Like, yeah, I mean, this is the nicest possible place. Fuck you for being so brilliant, huh?
Autism, baby. I was like, I have to start this out by literally telling people that everything is set up. So I was like, check off Scott, and then I pulled my phone out. I was like, that's the time! That's the time!
Brilliant.
Brilliant. Sorry. I started to say, y'all know what Chekhov's gun is, right?
So we're going to go to,
So Chekhov's